Today, we talk about...
Speaking of which, do you still do open mics?
I'll go stop by open mic if I have time. You know what I'm saying? I'll go stop by open mic if there's a comedy club that has like late night or something like that.
Right.
I'll go stop by and do that. You know what I mean? If I know like a young comic that has a free show somewhere, I'll hit them up like night of or so on and so forth. Like, hey, can I jump on? Yeah. So
actually, your boy is speaking of which hosting a mic tonight. If you're free,
who's that?
No, I'm just kidding. Zach, he started his own mic since we last talked.
Oh, I'm happy for him, but no, I wouldn't. Because I don't go to those usually because it's like most of those happen in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? I'm busier during the day.
Yeah.
And two, I'm doing enough shows where I don't have to go to those.
Right.
But,
so here's why I bring that up though, because I asked why you go to open mics because I've noticed this recently. So I was out of town, not only in Iowa, but my hometown in upstate New York. Actually, I was in town because my sister was having her engagement. Just happened to be the same week that they do their once a month stand up in upstate New York. Yeah. Unlike here, which is like 2 shows an hour. So up there, I sent them a tape, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'd love to have you." And I'd been there before. I was like, "Yo, this is kind of whack comedy. I think I could nail this." So, and I'm not even that good. Yeah. And I sent them the tape, like, "Oh yeah, absolutely, you should be on these shows." So I did it, and they're like, "Oh, you should do 10 minutes on the show." I'm like, "All right, great." And the co-host of the show was like kind of skeptical because his boy that I went through didn't see me, so he's like skeptical. He's like, "Yo, is this guy even really anything?" He's like, "No, put him on the show." So he put me on the show, and he's like, "Oh my God, man, anytime you want to do a spot up here, you got to do it, right?"
Yeah.
So then they have another show 4 days later at a different avenue. Or a different venue. So they're like, "Oh, 10 minutes last time, do 15 this time." I'm like, "All right, yeah, absolutely."
How different did that feel?
Oh, it felt amazing, right? Now I'm on this fucking high. I'm just like, not only do I have the confidence to be like, "Yo, this is great. I know they're going to laugh because A, it's not a fucking open mic. B, this is upstate New York. This is not even New York City."
Yeah.
Very next time I'm doing stand-up is in an open mic back here, and I'm just like, I already know what I'm getting into, man. I just got to prepare to just fucking eat it, and I do. And I mean, I still got a couple laughs. I tried a couple new things, but I was like, dude, this is a necessary evil. It's like it's miserable, but like you need it. You need that shit to keep it grounded and keep your knife sharp, right?
Yeah, but see, the open mics in New York, it was something that I don't know how deep we were able to get into it last time, but like I was saying, like I'm glad I didn't start on the open mic scene here because it's a cheese grater to your confidence.
Oh, yeah.
It's a cheese grater. Yeah. You might be feeling amazing about a joke you wrote, and then you'll go to the mic and it'll just grate the fuck out you. But I also think just starting in at the bringer shows is a trap. I also think starting out just straight barking is a trap. So there's a lot of ways. I don't know, man.
Maybe you just got to do a little bit of each. I don't know.
Well, you got to find what works for you. You know what I'm saying? For me, I remember in the first 2 years, I probably spent 2 G's in open mics. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Because they were $5 for 5 minutes.
Damn, son.
So you take that into account, and I did a lot. And I would use those that's how I helped build my network and all that type of stuff. And then I would go to the black rooms and get up because they weren't weird about giving you 5 minutes on actual shows. Right. All you had to do was be present, right? And then at the comedy clubs, you had to be around and, ask the questions, know the names and all that stuff. And I had friends that had independent shows at a lot of the clubs. I would do those shows, and that led to like getting into the club at like maybe a check spot level, then guest spot level, then moving up to a paid spot level.
Did you feel discriminated at all being a younger comic?
Yes and no. You know what I mean? Yes and no. Because discriminated against... underestimated, certainly.
Well, yeah, right.
But the beauty of it was I didn't lack any confidence, and if ever you gave me a shot, it was rare that I missed. Like if it was an audition, most things I auditioned for, especially comedy club wise, I didn't have to audition more than once. You know what I'm saying? I got past the comic strip on the first time. I Stand Up New York, when the owners changed, when Gabe and all them came in, they saw me, and then Gabe was like, "Oh, I gotta have you do like a check spot." Did a check spot, killed, was passed ever since. And it's funny because at Stand Up New York, I remember Greg told me when I was first starting, I said, "Hey man, how long do you think before I'll be able to perform here?" He was like, "Oh, 7 years." I got past and I got past there in 2. Nice. So that's, it's stuff like that. And like Delilah, who had Laugh Lounge, at one point I asked her, and I was performing with like the guys that she would pull up from like the guest spot level that she was paying. I was performing with them doing just as well. You know what I mean? And that underestimation because you're young. But I was also fortunate of being around people like Donnell Rawlings, being able to watch somebody like that just go up and murder.
Right.
And watching guys like Mike Yard, who taught me, and when I say taught me, I don't mean like they never really had to say anything to me, but you learn from watching.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought that in order to have energy, you had to like run around and fall down and stuff like that. Mike Yard showed me whatever that happy medium is of, no, you could be standing still and have just as much energy as somebody like a Cat Williams who's running up and down the stage, sweating his eyes off. You know, Donnell Rawlings.
He looked good doing it though.
Yeah. Donnell Rawlings showed me what it meant to actually really care about your audience and give them their money's worth, no matter how you feel. I remember I was working on something he had did for MTV or something like that, and he was literally falling asleep when the camera was off. Camera's on, he would pop back up and go do his show. He came to Laugh Lounge one day, and you could tell he was dead tired, but he performed his ass off for that crowd. Right. So it's like being able to get little lessons like that from comedians that look like you know what I'm saying, was really beneficial. I would go he had a show called Mashup Mondays at Laugh Lounge, and I would go every week, right? He would only put me up every other week, but I would go every week. And I would stay until like 10 because I would have to be home.
Yeah, sure.
Right? But I learned a lot from watching those folks. So then when it was time for me to fucking show what I had already done the open mics. I'd already done all the little rooms and stuff like that. So when it was time to showcase, I was always ready to showcase.
You were ready, yeah.
You know, so
I was gonna say, because you also have that documentary on YouTube. What is it called again?
One Mic
on YouTube. Very helpful for any up and coming comedians if you want to give it a watch. I know you shared it with me. I appreciate that. And I remember a part of it where you know, Rollins is telling you, yo, you're going to go on first, and you had a problem with that. He's like, all right, well, I guess you're not ready.
I didn't much have a problem with it. But he asked me, you know what I'm saying? So I just responded honestly.
Yeah.
Any other time I'd done a show, it was always like, you want to go first or you want to go second? And I would always choose second because it's like, okay.
I'm on your team, by the way. I hate going first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hated it then. You'll see it soon. When you become a professional, you'll be like, man, yeah, please bring me up first, because this going up later shit.
Oh, trust me, I will take first over last any day, but I'll take third over first, at least for now. Just to read the energy of the room, just to be all right, what are they laughing at? What are they not laughing at? Who's in this crowd? Who's not? You know.
Right, but see, that's you'll grow out of that, man. But trust me, because you'll realize none of it matters. Fucking, and I think that's what he was trying to drive home. Because when he asked me, he said he ain't asked me shit. He said, all right, I'm bringing you up first, son. I was like, oh, nah, usually I don't go. And who the fuck are you to be like, you usually? Nigga, what do you...
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nigga, what do you usually do? So I'm like...
yeah, he probably saw that as a slap in the face. He's like, bitch, what?
Nah, I don't think so. He had too much to do to really even care. But I was like, nah, usually I don't go up first. He's like, you don't go first? Cold as ice. I holler at me when you're ready to be a comedian. I turned and walked away. Now,
that's a mic drop right there.
Now, if you believe in fate, right? So he couldn't find anybody else to go first, right? And Dawn B, who introduced us, she was like, no, Nico going first. Nico gonna go first. The nigga said he don't want to go on first. And I was like, no, I'm going first. He said, okay, cool. So go downstairs and go up, and I do fine. You know what I'm saying? I didn't kill, but it was a good set. So he, first of all, he got my name wrong, which he did for like a very long time. This nigga used to call me Nicoy, and that shit,
Nuku White. What did I say earlier?
Would
I don't even
grind my gears. That's one of my pet peeves ever since I was really little, because my name isn't spelled the normal way people would spell Nico.
Right.
My parents spelled it N-E-K-O. Most people spell it N-I-C-O. So like Neko, he would say Nicoy, which made no fucking sense to me, because I'm like, where do you, nowhere in the spelling of my name does that even make sense. But here's why he's gold in my book, is because he would put me up every other week, right? And every other week I would try to bring at least one new joke, right? Whether it worked or didn't. And shit, if I took an L, I was taking an L hard. You know what I'm saying? But more often than not, if all of it didn't work, something would really work. You know what I'm saying? And like I learned how topical jokes can fall out of rotation after a while, but I was always adding something new. And I remember his last show that he did, a Mashup Monday, he had said to me from stage, he was like, once you find your voice, you're gonna be a fucking animal on stage. You know what I mean? And I'm starting to get a sound of what that voice is. I don't know if you necessarily want to find it. That's just a philosophy thing.
No, I'm still trying to find mine. I hope I'm getting there, but
I think it's better to have an ear for it than it is to find it. You know what I'm saying? Because once you find it, you might not take chances anymore. When you start to get an ear for it, I feel like you do a little more to make sure you keep it evolving. But again, the hell do I know?